Good morning, everyone. Pete Pardo here from Sea of Tranquility. Welcome to another edition of Favorite Album of the Year. Here's where we go back to 1965, which we started yesterday. New show. If you haven't seen it, please go to our favorite album by the year playlist. Okay, started yesterday, 1965. Today we're at 1966. We're going to continue going forward till we hit 2019. I won't do 2020 because obviously we're still waiting for new releases here in 2020, although they're not coming out so fast and furious thanks to this damn coronavirus epidemic. But anyway, 1966. So, before I get into my pick for the year, a lot of folks were asking yesterday, it's like, Pete, well, why are you only doing one? Why can't you do 5? Why can't you do 10? There's so many great releases each year. I fully understand that. It's hard enough picking 5 or 10, let alone 1. The reason why I'm not doing multiple, all right, because some people are like, you should pick 10 and 20. I'm not going to go that route, and I'll tell you why. Because as I've seen with the top 10 song shows and the ranking the album shows, no matter what I pick, we get like a quarter or a third of the viewers who are typing in comments, I can't believe you forgot this one. I can't believe you picked this over that. What about this? What about this? So I'm not going there, all right? I'm just going to pick one. That's it. So this way there's no, well, you picked these two. How come you didn't pick that one? All right? I just don't want to deal with that. Don't want to deal with it. Like I said, it's hard enough picking 1, 3, 5, or 10. Doesn't matter. In fact, 1 is the hardest. All right? It's pretty easy to pick 10. But I didn't want to do that because it's just going to start up all the same nonsense that we see in the comments all the time anyway. So I want to make this hard. I want to make you guys think just as much as I am. Because let me tell you something. Picking 1 out of a full year's worth, especially like in the late 60s and the early 70s, because I've already started mapping it out for a couple of years. So I'm already on the early 70s. And let me tell you something. As the 60s wound down, it got pretty damn hard. You had some of these acts who were releasing like multiple albums a year. Right, Stones, the Beatles, the Kinks, the Who, Hendrix, Cream, so on and so forth. All of them. They're releasing, Miles Davis, John Coltrane, so on and so forth. They're releasing 2-3 albums a year. So, the quality was back then, right? So really hard to whittle it down to just one. So for me, I wanted a little more of a challenge here. And I think picking just one is, really, really making me think hard about how much I love these albums. And I think for me, it's more of a challenge to pick one that's just throw 10 out there. Okay, and then have everybody say, I can't believe you chose those and you didn't choose these, all right? So I just don't want to go there. So no offense to all of you who are asking that question. I get where you're coming from, but I'm just not going to do it, all right? Feel free in the comments. You can list your favorite 10, all right? I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to do one. However, starting with today, I am going to list a runner-up, okay? And I kind of hinted at it yesterday. So my runner-up to Rubber Soul yesterday was A Love Supreme by John Coltrane. And I noticed a bunch of you picked that as your choice. Hard to beat A Love Supreme, right? Coltrane at the top of his powers. But anyway, so we're at 1966. A lot of good releases, okay? But like I mentioned before, a lot of kind of the same bands pumping out album after album of like real superior quality. So for the next couple of years, it's going to be somewhat predictable, all right? It's just the way it is. But then once like 1969 and 70 rolls around, then it's like, there's just so many bands popping out of the woodwork with groundbreaking albums that it's making for some tough choices, right? So you're going to start to see more of a variety from year to year, starting in like 69, 70, 71, going forward. But for the next couple of years, might be a little predictable for some. We'll see. Maybe my choices might be a little predictable, maybe not yours. And, that's what the show is mostly all about. It's like, I'm going to give you mine, but I want to know what yours are, all right? I want to see what everybody else is picking as their favorite album from the year. So, my choice, let me get, hold on a second, let me get all my information set. All right, was released in August 5th, 1966. Parlophone Records in the UK, Capital in the US. Of course, I'm talking about Revolver, right? How can I not be talking about Revolver? I know, we got the Beatles 2 days in a row, but, right around this time, as good as some of the albums from the Stones, as good as some of the albums from the Who, I just think the Beatles kind of had everybody beat right around this time. But within a very short span of time, you're going to get some other bands coming in who are just, really kicking butt big time. You got Hendrix and the Doors right around the corner. You got the Airplane and Cream and, all those other acts, right? You have the Kinks and the Who and the Stones. Before you know it, you got Zeppelin. And of course, you got Miles Davis and, it's a lot of stuff coming. But for right at this point in time, 1966, the year of my birth, Revolver for me is my favorite album released in that year. Okay, Why? Pretty groundbreaking stuff, of course, produced by George Martin. Here is what most people, kind of started with Rubber Soul a little bit, but I think really fully the kind of the drug years, all right, the experimentation years, the avant-garde years, all right, of the Beatles finally starting to creep in, doing all sorts of studio effects and trickery, right, tape loops and all this kind of weird stuff. That really worked well with their superior songwriting skills. So here you've got, psychedelia really starting to rear its head into the Beatles' music, combining with all those great pop hooks, right? They're really growing as musicians, some superb guitar work on this album and all the ones going forward. You got most of the guys all singing, right? Contributing lyrics. You got Taxman, great hard rocker to start off the album, right? Some stinging guitar work from Harrison and Lennon. You got the amazing Eleanor Rigby. Okay, that's an incredible Paul McCartney song right there. I'm Only Sleeping, all right. Love You Too, fantastic, memorable song by Mr. Harrison, okay. What else? Here, There, and Everywhere. So memorable, right? Just such a wonderful, lovely song. You got the whimsical Ringo song, Yellow Submarine, okay. Probably one of my favorite John Lennon songs of all time, She Said, She Said. Great song. Great guitar lick in it. Just love the vocal. It's one of I'm a big Government Mule fan, and they did a remake of that, and they do it really, really well. It's one of my favorite covers of all time, but I totally love the original. Good Day Sunshine, another kind of breezy, poppy McCartney song, right? Just irresistible melody. And Your Bird Can Sing, For No One, Dr. Robert. Okay, I Want to Tell You Why. Got to Get You Into My Life, a top 10 favorite song of mine from the Beatles. Love that song. And Tomorrow Never Knows, the lovely Tomorrow Never Knows. So, just an iconic album of a band that, literally could do no wrong by this point. And as they would show through the rest of the decade, man, the creativity was just running wild. Running wild. So that's my pick, my favorite release from 1966. Want to see what all yours are, right? So put that down in the comments below. Remember, there's no right or wrong answer here, folks. A lot of great album releases in 1966. So whether you want to go with the Stones or, whoever, the Kinks, the Who, man, everybody was doing it. Everybody was doing some great things this particular year. So you want to know what my runner-up is, right? So I kind of really debated. I had two others on my list that I was going back and forth with, and I decided to go with Fresh Cream by Cream, their debut album. Edges out Aftermath for me for the runner-up spot. So, but number one, without a doubt, wasn't even close in my book, Revolver. So visit us on the web at www.seatranquility.org. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, of course, we're on YouTube all the damn time. Stay tuned tomorrow for 1967. All right, also, what's coming? Later today, going to rank the studio albums of the James Gang, all right? Been asked for by many. I've been waiting to do it. I'm a big fan of the James Gang, so that's coming later today. Coming over the next couple days this week, ranking the studio albums in some form for Hawkwind. I haven't decided if I'm doing the entire catalog because I'm not sure I have everything. I got a ton. I may just do my top 10 or 15. Excuse me. Going to do the same thing with Saga. Okay, Saga's coming up. A ton of albums. I don't know if I'm going to do the whole catalog. I got them all, or parts of it. We'll see how it goes. I figure after I did the Rolling Stones, right, Saga should be easy. They're all really, really great albums. What else? I'm going to do the ranking the studio albums of Ekelin for all of you more modern progressive rock fans. Going to do Ekelin as well. I may do the Flower Kings at some point real soon too. I know a lot of people, and Spock's Beard, because a lot of people are asking for some of the newer stuff, right? All right, because we got two kinds of people here who watch this channel. We got the folks who just all they want to hear is about old bands, and they don't pay attention to anything I do that's anything post 1989. And then you got the folks who are really into the newer stuff and get frustrated that I don't do enough of that. But when I do it, nobody watches them. So it's like, come on, guys, for all of you who are old school fans of music, right, you got to give some of the new stuff a chance. At least watch the shows and learn a little bit. Maybe go out and investigate. And for all of you who are waiting patiently for more and more new stuff, I do them. I pump them up. You just got to pump them out. You just got to look on the playlist and you got to find the stuff, all right? So it's all coming. So we'll see you guys a little bit later on. Take care. Bye-bye.